You guys, I hope that some of you are going to hop on because this is going to be awesome. So, I just turned this on. I know we're a few minutes early, but I'm going to wait and get this up. So hopefully we get a few of you guys joining us so that we can learn how to recruit and learn what we're doing wrong and how to fix it, because everything is fixable that I'm going to talk to you about today, which is the best part of this training. So yeah, we're just gonna sit. I've never done a live video on my computer before, so and those who follow me on YouTube, I'm gonna put this on YouTube later. This was a Facebook Live, so sometimes you see my stuff edited. This probably will not be. I'm just gonna put it on raw and real. You get Anna as I am today, and I'm super excited to share this with you. So we're gonna give us a few more minutes. I told people I'd be on at 1:30. It's 1:27 right now, so we've got a few more minutes left. And obviously something you can always come back to and watch after the fact also. So for those who follow me on YouTube, most of you know that I'm with the company Jamberry, so that's kind of how we're going to be relating stuff today, but really anybody in direct sales, this can be beneficial for you and be very helpful. So let me get myself set up here. Recruiting has always been something that's been super passionate for me, or that I'm passionate about, I guess. I love it. I love sharing my opportunity with this company with people. I love the potential that it has to change people's lives. I see it in my own. I see it in so many other people's lives. So I just really want to help the best I can train people in recruiting so that you guys can go out and be successful with this and show other people how to do, because it's amazing. A little bit of backstory about me. If you didn't know me before direct sales, which probably most of you don't, I hated it. I wanted nothing to do with direct sales. I always thought it was just a bunch of pushy people who were pushing their agenda and their products on people and trying to guilt trip you into making purchases, and I had the worst outlook on it. And honestly, I probably just ran into some individuals who are maybe running their businesses that way. But I'm a believer now. I jumped into this for the discount. It became an amazing blessing. It has strengthened me and taught me so many things about myself and others, and definitely made me a better person. But on top of all that, it has been a wonderful source of income for me and our family, and that has been such a game changer on stuff. And so I am a believer. If you don't believe it, then message me and I will tell you our story, and I will tell you some of the things that has changed for us and some of the amazing things that has come out of this. But that's for a different day. I was researching to try to find all the stuff, because putting into words how to recruit people is not always the easiest thing, because sometimes it comes really naturally and easy to people, especially depending on their personality type and whether they just naturally can communicate and recruit people. Some people really struggle with that personal interaction and that kind of thing. So as I was researching, I came across this blog that, you guys, I read this and I was like, I don't even need to come up with my own stuff to talk about. This is perfectly written. It's everything I wanted to say, and it's great. So really, I took so much off of this. Loved some of the quotes they used, loved the things they talked about. This is from luckyandlovely.com. And this was a couple other direct direct selling women who put together 10 reasons that you are not recruiting. And it was epic. I mean, it was totally an epic post. So I added a lot of my own things in here too. I kept a lot of their things. I'm going to read some quotes from them. But we're going to dive in deep and we're going to talk about why you are not recruiting in your business and how to change that. So before we get started, you guys might have seen, if you were on my team page, I posted this little image that had these on it. And what it was is each of them had a letter. So I had a little photo that I posted, and I asked you to tell me what you struggled with most about recruiting. What was hard for you? So A was, I'm scared I will sound pushy. Well, yeah, that can be scary. B, I don't know what to say to people. That's a legitimate point. If you don't know what to say, then how are you going to say it, right? Okay. C, I haven't been that successful in my business, so I don't know how I can train someone else to be successful. Well, that's a problem. If you haven't been successful in your business, that's something for a whole new topic. However, we are going to touch on it today, and hopefully you'll have some inspiring ideas on how to be more successful with your business. D, I don't know where to find people. Oh, the camera's tripping me out a little bit. This is a total legitimate, and also all of these are such valid points on why recruiting can be a real struggle. It's honesty, right? If you don't know how to do some of these things or they scare you, then recruiting can be very intimidating. However, recruiting is not hard, you guys. You just have to get out there and figure out what you're doing wrong and fix it. And it's all fixable. And that's what this is going to be about today. So you are in luck because I have some great tips. So number 1, offer the 10 reasons why you aren't recruiting. And you guys, I have like 4 pages of notes written down. So this might be you need to watch 10 minutes and watch 10 minutes later, or put the kids to bed, sit down and give yourself 30 minutes. I don't know if we'll go quite that long, but we probably will. And then take notes. If you guys are just sitting down to watch this, grab a pad and paper because you're going to need to take notes so that you can refer back to the things you learn and you don't forget, or you can watch this video again. But we're going to start with number 1. This is the first reason you are not working your business. You guys, how dare you? You should be working your business. And if you're not, change your ways. That's all I can say to you. Okay, so this is basic, but this is the main reason you're not sponsoring, you guys. If you're not working your business, then you're not going to find recruits, and you're not going to find people to be able to add to your team and to show them how awesome Jamberry is, right? You have to be working your business. And I loved this quote when I was reading in this blog, and it says, if you think posting stuff on your Facebook feed every day means you are working, I'm sorry, you're not. That is a low energy activity and really distracts you from doing real work. Okay, that's not real work. And yes, I'm not trying to downplay the importance of social media because that is so important in your business. Social media is a great way, especially to reach out of your demographic, out of your local area, meet people across the country or across the world, whatever. Social media is important. But if you think you're working by posting on Facebook or Instagram or wherever else you post on during the day, that's not real work. I'm so sorry if that's troublesome to you or makes you depressed that you thought you were working that way, but it's just not. Let's get real. So let's talk about how you really do work your business every day. So when was the last time you had a party? If somebody were saying, shoot, I haven't had a party in months. Well, what's your excuse? You can't find a party. You can't find somebody to host. Not a good enough excuse, you guys. You are a consultant. You are a distributor for this company. So guess what? Throw your own party. Invite people to your house. Throw your own Facebook party. Do your own get-together outside of your house if your house isn't big enough. You know, we used to, when I first started, I would get together with 3 or 4 other ladies from my area that sold different products, and we would use somebody's house or a free venue, and we would just all invite our friends, and we make it a super cash, low-key party. And it was a great way to meet each other's friends, and a great way to, especially if you're in a slump, to meet new contacts. So don't give yourself the excuse that, oh, you can't find a party or somebody to host, or you're just, you're in a dry spot. Because guess what? There are so many ways to jump out of that. So if you haven't hosted a party in a few months, then host one, you guys. You be the person to host it. So silly not to do that. You should be out of the house at least once a week marketing your business. How many of you guys do that? This is rhetorical, and especially since we're on Facebook Live, I can't hear you talking back to me. So tell yourself, I'm not going to hear. Say, oh, shoot, I should do better at that. Or I'm doing pretty good. Now, when you get out of your house once a week, what does that mean you're doing? Well, it doesn't have to be a party every week. I don't care what you do to be totally honest with you. It can be events. It could be community business gatherings. Like you guys can network with other people, like with your your chamber of commerce, or we used to have a direct sales marketing group that I used to go to. That all the ladies got together and we'd talk about things in the community and things we were doing and ways that our business were thriving. And it's really kind of nice to hear from people with other businesses because you get ideas that maybe a different company is using that's working well for them. So network with those people. Doing one-on-ones. Now, some people are like, well, I don't want to have somebody I don't know come to my house. It's kind of scary, especially if you live in a bigger city. I totally get it. I live in rural city, a rural town. Not I don't even call it a city. It's not. So for me, it's not scary, and that's an okay thing. However, there are tons of people who do meetings at like coffee shops or places like that. Sometimes they don't even have a one-on-one person that they're talking to. They just go and they sit down, they start doing their nails, and people come up to them and ask them what they're doing and want to see what they're doing. And it's a great way to find somebody to do a one-on-one. You're like, hey, yeah, it's super cool. They're easy to put on. Why don't you sit down, actually? And I've got a sample right here. I'll put it on you so you can see what they're like. People love that kind of thing. Then they're like, tell their friends. You'll never guess what I did. I went to the coffee shop. There was this lady. She was so fun. She sat down. She put this sample on me. Look how cute this is. Okay. You just made contact with 2 or 3 people, right? So there, you just networked with people to find more people. Get out of the house at least once a week. Make it a goal. Pick a day. If you're a busy mom and you're home and your husband's at work and it's hard to get away to be able to do that because you've got kids, there are lots of options for you. You can babysit swap with a friend. Have them watch your kid on a specific day. You watch the kid on another day so they can go grocery shopping or whatnot. You can do things at night sometimes. You can take your kids with you. Do it at McDonald's and they can play at the play group. Whatever you want to do. There's so many ways to be able to do that. So that's kind of the first one. You have to start working your business, you guys. There are no more excuses. You cannot have excuses of why you're not working your business because it's kind of a silly excuse and it makes you look really silly because there's so many ways that you can get out there and network. And I've loved some of the posts on our page lately that are like, hey, I was making my business card. I think it was Charlotte. It was so cute. She was like, I was putting together business cards at work and somebody saw my nails and all of a sudden they sold a buy 3 get 1 free, which is amazing. Who else was it? I think Amy down in New Zealand. She was like, we were at one of my husband's things and we got to talking about Jamboree and his co-worker was like, oh, why haven't you talked to our business about Jamboree? And all of our co-workers like sent an email out to everybody. It was just so cute because they were working their businesses. So number 2, we got to get moving here because we're already 12 minutes into this. 2, you are not talking about the opportunity. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, if you guys aren't talking to people, how do you expect to be recruiting? It's not gonna happen. So it boils down to one of these 3 things. Okay? It's what you're saying. You're just maybe not saying it correctly, or how you're saying it, or you're not saying it at all. So the first problem of the 3 is you have to open your mouth and you have to talk about the opportunity because if you're not talking about the opportunity, you will for sure get 0 recruits. Okay? Now what you're saying, we're going to talk about that a little bit into the future, and then how you're saying it, same thing. We'll talk about that a little later. But when you're doing an event, let me see. I think there was a quote here that I wanted to read to you guys. So one second while I find it. Okay. Okay. When you are doing an event, be sure to let the guests know that this is a business that anyone can do. Are you doing home parties and you're not even talking about the business opportunity? Because if you are, that needs to change too. Okay. Let the guests know that this is a business that anyone can do. I can't tell you how many times I hear of gals complaining that their friends, coworkers, neighbors, whatever, signed up for their same company with someone else. I've had it happen, you guys, and it totally stinks. And it was because somebody else beat me to the punch. The person that I was thinking about recruiting already got contacted by somebody else, and it's because I was too timid or I just didn't do it. Okay, don't do that. So I love this quote. You know why they signed up with the other consultant? Because that other consultant was working her biz like a boss by sharing her opportunity. You guys, you just have to share. That's all it comes down to, is sharing. So if you're not talking about the opportunity, you have to start talking to people about it. I think I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. I have it in my notes, but I have a chocolate chip cookie here. We made them yesterday. I love chocolate chip cookies. So I won't forget to share this with you guys. You don't get to eat it, I'm sorry, but share this metaphor. So I have it sitting here, so I won't forget. Let's move on to number 3. You're scared. Once again, that's valid. Sometimes you are scared. Sometimes recruiting can be scary. I'm going to go ahead and read this section because I couldn't say it any better than they did. Fear is one of the most powerful forces. It holds us back from doing what we need to do, what we want to do, and what we should do. Fear is really the reason you're not talking about and sharing your opportunity. Yeah, you're making up stories in your head about what people will say, or you're worried about coming off as salesy or pushy. Stop worrying about what other people think of you. Here's what my mother taught me. When other people think of you, it's none of your business. You lovelies love to pick my brain for the best way to approach people or get them to do things without being pushy. And I love that she said this because back in the early days of Jamberry, that's totally what I did. People would be like, I don't know what to say, so I'm not pushy. Well, I would type something out for them and be like, okay, send them this. And really, I was kind of doing people a disservice because you weren't learning how to be not pushy on your own. But same sort of thing, like you have to be confident when you talk to them so that you're not coming off pushy. And if you read it and it sounds pushy, likely it is. But let's keep reading this here. Okay. The thing is, if you're worried about being pushy, you're probably not pushy. I love this one too. Pushy people don't think they are. So if you think you are, probably not. If you don't think you are, chances are you might be. The big secret is this. You can't make anyone do anything they don't want to do. I'm officially giving you permission to stop worrying about it. Ultimately, it's up to them to try out the biz. If you want to be successful, whatever your definition of success is, you have to make your goal greater than your fear. You have to feel the fear and do it anyways. You have a job to do. Clock it, do the work, see the results, and reap the rewards. So what it comes down to is you have to get over it. Fear is a real thing. We all have it. You're not the only one who's scared to do things. But you just gotta be a big girl. Get over it. The next one is you are not confident about your business opportunity and product. This is huge. You need to represent your company loud and proud. You guys, you love the product. You love our gels. You love our wraps. You love all the other little knickknacks and tools and stuff we use. You have to be confident about selling them. If they're like, oh, our products are pretty awesome. I love the wraps, but usually they work for everybody, but sometimes you might have problems here or there. Okay, that's not going to sell your product. You have to be confident about your product. You also have to be confident about the opportunity with Jamberry. If you're not confident about what this business can do for you, you need to change your mindset. Carry yourself like a leader, even if you don't have a team. You have to. If you don't act like you can do this, if you don't act like a boss in your business, people aren't going to trust you. They're not going to be excited about joining you. Chances are they won't even have interest in it. But if you carry yourself like a leader, because you are, everybody has the gumption. Everybody has leading in them. It's like a natural thing. You just have to figure out how to let it out. You have to act like a leader because then people want to follow you. So you have to be confident about your business. You have to be confident about the opportunity, and you have to be confident about what it can do for other people because it really can. And honestly, take the pressure off yourself about it being successful to other people. It is up to them whether they're going to be successful or not. Not up to you. It's up to you to be confident that, yeah, this is possible. I've seen other women do it, and by golly, I'm going to do it too. That's confidence, people. Okay. You are what attracts people to join your team. You are. So if you're not attracting them to join your team, if you're not acting like that leader or being confident about your product or business or being excited about it, if you are not showing enthusiasm, people aren't going to be interested, you guys. So, rule number 1, Change your attitude. Get excited. Be a boss. Be confident because you totally can do it. Okay, so I wrote down something that came to my mind, and you guys are going to totally laugh at me. But if you're having trouble with confidence when you go to a party, you got to do something to remind yourself. And I'm like, shoot, we talk about putting your big girl panties on all the time. Well, take a pair of those panties, write confident on them, and I don't care if you have to give yourself a wedgie so the whole time that you're at the party you can remember. Just stand there in front of everybody with this wedgie that's reminding you to be confident. You have to do whatever it takes, whether it's that, or whether you wear something, wear a nail wrap that says confidence on it, or whatever. Do something to remind yourself to stand up there and be confident about your business and be proud of what you're doing. Number 5, you prejudge others. Everybody's guilty of this, and you need to stop it because, first of all, it's not nice to judge. But really, okay, going back to our cookie. There is a saying, and I'm sure you've seen the quote, and you've probably seen the image. It's a beautiful little meme, I guess you might call it. That's a cookie on it, and it talks about offering the chocolate chip cookie to everyone, because everyone likes chocolate chip cookies, right? Well, no, there are some people in this world who don't, and as crazy as they are to not like it, same with Jamboree, as crazy as they might be to not like Jamboree, you have this beautiful chocolate chip cookie, and do you care if somebody doesn't want it? No, because I'm going to eat it if somebody doesn't want it. I mean, it really boils down to, do you take offense if you offer somebody a chocolate chip cookie and they tell you no? Because I don't take offense if I offer somebody a chocolate chip cookie and they tell me no. I'm like, chocolate chip cookies not for them. That's okay. You got to do the same thing with business, you guys. You offer the opportunity to everyone. If they say no to you, it's not you. Don't take offense at it. It is maybe just not the right time in their lives for a business like this. So you have to offer it to everybody. Offer the dang cookie, people. Who cares if they turn it down? I liked this quote too. You are worried about getting your feelings hurt. It's time to put on your big girl panties again. You are depriving people of the opportunity, you guys. If you're not offering the opportunity to people, you're depriving them of something that could change their lives. This could be life-changing for someone. And if you're not willing to step out of your comfort zone or to prejudge them and say, oh, this girl, she's too busy with her new baby. Or this person works another job, they don't have time for this. Or, oh, so-and-so, they don't do their hair and makeup often. They probably wouldn't be in nail wraps because it might be too early for them. You're prejudging people. You can't do that because you never know what they might need in their life. And really how this could change them for the better, whether it's financially or personally, or if they're struggling. Okay, I think it's back up. I was having poor connection. But that's okay, because we're moving on to the next one. It was a good spot to have a hiccup. Number 6, you come off as desperate. And this is totally valid when we get really excited about our businesses and we're like, I love Jamboree, I want to share it with everybody. Sometimes we kind of get diarrhea of mouth and we're just excited, and then it comes off as, you should join my team. Oh, I want you to join my team. Oh, you should really join my team. Or, please join my team because I really need you on my team. And people are so turned off by that. So, you're coming off as desperate. You got to knock that off. Totally. If you are writing a post to or a comment or a message to somebody and you're saying, oh, this is so awesome, you should think about this, you need to reread it 5 or 6 times. And if it looks like it's coming off as desperate, start over. If it looks like it's coming off as pushy, start over. I want you to write something like you'd be writing it to your spouse, or like you'd be talking to your kid or your best friend about it. You need to talk to them like you're a real person. Don't talk to them like you're some scripted direct sales lady who's desperately trying to find somebody to join her team. It's not good. I like to talk to people a lot about dangling the carrot. And that's what I call it, is dangling the carrot. When you're recruiting, I want you to give people information about the business, but dangle that carrot. Give them a little bit. Make them ask questions. Make them be intrigued by it. You do that by a few things. Your excitement, not having it come off when you're desperate, but also giving them something to be excited about, like, oh my gosh, your manicure is so awesome. Like, I'm sure people compliment you all the time. You would be great at this. Have you ever thought about joining, yeah, for the discount or just to get some random sales, pay your groceries every month? Because girl, you would be amazing. And you stop right there, because that comes off, that's you talking. It doesn't sound scripted. And now you're waiting for a response, and they're going to think about them and go, huh, I am good at this. I do really love the product, and people do compliment my nails all the time. Maybe I should totally sell this. So you have to dangle the carrot. Give them a little piece of information, compliment them a little bit to where they want to engage with you and find out more information. I also talk about, like, when you were in high school and you were a tease to the boys, and you flirted with them a little bit, but you weren't interested though. You were just flirting. Same thing when you're talking to a recruit, except for we are interested, so that's like our secret. Don't tell anybody. But you have to come off kind of teasing them with that information. You have to get them engaged and excited about the opportunity, and honestly, they should be excited because it's awesome, right? So you're just sharing that excitement, but you have to give them that excitement too. You have to get them excited about it, and you can only do that by kind of teasing them a little bit with information or why our company is so exciting. Okay, so there was an awesome example in this one too. So let me scroll down. We're doing pretty good here on time. So it said, raise your hand if you post to your Facebook, like, hi friends, I need your help. I'm looking for 3 more people to join my Jamboree team. Or, who do you know that would like to earn an extra $500 a month working from home? Well, you're coming off desperate and needy and beggary, so stop it. It's true. When you post stuff like that, it comes off so desperate. People typically, sometimes you do get people from posting that. I'm not going to lie, I've seen it happen. But typically, the other people who you could recruit, maybe the 5 or 6 other people that could be interested, look at that and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so desperate. Or she just asks people all the time, or she's so annoying. Do you hear that? Sometimes, or maybe you think that about other people, she's so annoying. So stop doing that. Here's what I know. Women can smell desperation a mile away. Is that not true, or is that true? It's not attractive, and it does not drive us. So true. It does not drive women. Just be your cool, confident self and project your boss babe vibe that your team is only filled with rock stars. And if they can't cut it, you would be happy to refer them to another consultant. Project the kind of team members you want, and you will attract them. We hear this all the time. If you want people to actually work your business, then you have to expect it. And you have to portray it. Those are the kind of people you're looking for, because really people step up when they know that's what you're expecting of them. Moving on to number 7. You do not know how to create relationships. Okay, another really valid one that I'm sure some of you worry about. So this is one of the most important things in our business, is building a relationship, because if you don't build a relationship with people, how are you ever going to get to the point where you can present the opportunity to them, right? So here's a few great things. I love the lady said, for the love of all things holy, please learn how to. And then she had a list. So the list is, make conversation with total strangers. If you can't go to Target and make conversation with the lady in the checkout, you need to learn how to. And it comes from first just simply saying, hey, how's your day going? They're going to ask you the same thing. Converse. If you're not used to it, just start with that. Just say, hey, how's your day going? And they're going to say, good, how's yours? And you can say, oh my gosh, it's been great. We've been doing this or that. And then see where the conversation goes. Practice with those people. They love it when people actually talk to them. It makes their job more fun. So please talk to those people. Ask open-ended questions that allow others to open up and feel like you're paying attention. So same thing again. When you go to the grocery store, say, how is your day going? And they're going to ask a question. And from there, ask them questions that they don't just have to say yes or no to. Ask them questions that they can expound on, because that's what's going to build a relationship with talking to them. And guess what? When you go back to Target in a week or two, find that same checker and go to her line and talk to her again. And then move to another one, you know, occasionally to where you get to know the people that work there or wherever you're going. Is a great way to connect with people. So connect on the spot and get contact information. Let's exchange information. If you go to the park and you meet a new mom and you had a great time talking with her, your kids are playing and having so much fun, ask for her number. Say, oh my gosh, I need to get your number because the kids are having so much fun. We need to get them together for a play date again. That's easy. Or we need to meet at the park again. Okay, if you meet at the park 2 to 3 times, eventually Jamber is going to come up. She's going to ask what you do for a job, or she's going to see your nails and ask about them. So you have to do that. You have to make connections and get people's contact information. Okay, follow up with a call or email. So if somebody calls or emails you, you have to follow up with those things. And we're going to talk about follow-up in a little bit. Cultivate relationships that are meaningful and don't make others feel used or just a number. I talked about this a little bit in the ones we're going to talk about too, but don't always talk about Jamboree with them, because honestly, if you ever, heaven forbid, stop selling Jamboree, you're going to lose a lot of friends if that's the only thing you ever talked about, or they feel like that's the only thing that matters, or if they stop using the product, then they're going to feel like they can't talk to you about anything else because that's the only thing that you connected with them on. And trust me, people don't like that. And not to mention, if you can build a relationship with them past Jamboree, all of a sudden, if, for instance, they didn't like the wraps, well, maybe they never tried our gel, and eventually they might want to try that. You cannot close down a relationship just because you only make it business oriented. It's a terrible, terrible thing to do. So don't do that. Okay, so there was a great recommendation. She loved this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's by Dale Carnegie. So if you struggle with communication with people, grab that book, because she said it's fantastic and it really helps a lot with you to learn how to communicate with others. So if that's a struggle that you have, then get that book and read it and see if it helps you at all. Okay, number 8. You are not following up and you have no system for sponsoring. Okay, so I am kind of calling the kettle black a little bit with this section, because I have great systems and I used to have really fantastic sponsoring ones, but I'm working on tweaking them a bit because you have to change with the times. But as far as follow-up, I struggle with follow-up. However, there are people who don't. So the people who are really strong with it, pick their brains and talk to them about their systems. A few things that I really loved off of this section is, first, make a list. This is something that I added actually to it. What I always do for recruiting and for parties and for customers is I make a list. And you've heard of your Franks and Beans, and that's how it starts if you're a new consultant. But I have this list of everybody who's been interested in recruiting in the past, and everybody who has purchased or has had interest in a party, because guess what, those customers and party bookers typically are the ones who turn into new consultants on your team. I keep a list, and if they're not interested right at the moment in joining Jamboree, then I put a little check to check in with them in 6 months, and then 6 months later I see that, oh, so-and-so is due to check in with you. You have to keep this ongoing list of potential recruits, people who have shown interest, people who have joined, maybe people who have fallen off the company and might want to join later. You have to keep a list of these people so that you can check in with them and talk to them. Lists are so important, because otherwise you're going to say, I don't know anybody to talk to, I don't have any contacts, because you just can't remember, really is what it comes down to. Okay, Belinda Ellis, she has this great quote that early on in Jamboree I heard it all the time. Everybody said it and used it. It's called "The fortune is in the follow-up." And it's true. If you follow up with your customers and your potential recruits, you have to follow up, you have to keep in contact with them, you have to build that connection and that relationship with them. And if you do, that's where you're going to find the fortune. That's where you're going to get the fruits of your labors. So fortune truly is in the follow-up. You have to have systems in direct sales, you guys. You have to have a system to work your business. This is a business, and all businesses are run on systems. This is not just that I'm a mom, I want to work at home, so I'm going to sign up for this direct sales company, and I'm hoping that the ship is going to sail itself. That's not how it works. You have to have systems into play. You have to have things figured out. You have to be working intentionally in your business every day. And if you don't have systems in play, well, guess what? I have some great news for you. Because on our team page, we have tons of systems. I don't know if you guys have ever looked at the pin post, but the pin post will walk you through how to work your business daily. Daily. It's so easy. If you don't know what to do each day, please use that system that I made you guys. It is fantastic. Also, have you guys been on our dashboard? There are so many things on there that make work in your business easy. Did you know that you can email out your team members? Did you know that you can find your customers' email addresses? Did you know that you can, what else can you look at? You can look at your statistics. You can see what people are purchasing. There's so many tools on that. There's your Jamboree University. I can't believe I didn't say that very first. Use it. It teaches you how to do this business. Also, have you guys noticed that Jamboree sends out what they call our daily reports? You get an email daily from Jamboree, and what it has in there is all sorts of things. It tells you who's new to your team if you have any new recruits. It tells you who made purchases that week. It tells you who made purchases 2 weeks or 2 months ago that you need to follow up with. So guess what? If you need to follow up, there's your system. Jamboree has put it all together for us so easily. Look at those emails and look down and be like, okay, so-and-so purchased 2 weeks ago. I need to touch base with them, make sure they got all their products, make sure they're not having any problem with the application. Okay, so-and-so purchased 2 months ago. I need to contact them and see if they need anything replenished, or maybe if they're interested in hosting a party now. Use those emails that Jamboree has given us to do your follow-up, because the fortune is in the follow-up, and you will find team members and new recruits from following up with your customers. Okay. Oh, and once again, I'm going to reiterate this because it's important. Do not touch base with people only about Jamboree. If you truly want to get to know somebody and want to build a relationship with them so follow-up is easier, you need to get to know them. I don't mean like stalk their feed, but if you see a post about something that maybe is going on with their life, send them a message about it, whether it's something they're sad about, maybe some words of encouragement to them, or if they're, posting about their favorite baseball team and you love baseball too, then message them and be like, hey girl, are you watching that game too? I could not believe what happened in the fourth inning. Or are there 4 innings in baseball? I don't know. Anyways, you know what I mean though, and you get the drift. Number 9, are you making it about you and not them? I have a quote I want to read in here because it's really good, so let me open this back up. None of this is about you. It's about her. Contrary to what you are thinking, you are not signing people on your team and building a team to help you. Get that promotion out of your head. Forget about the incentive or the money. That is not what sponsoring is about. And it's true, there are so many people who recruit somebody or sponsor somebody just to get their fast start goals so they can get that bonus. Well, then what happens to their recruit? They don't get help and they fall off the bandwagon because nobody's taking the time to help them. Your leaders can help them, but they need to know first that you need help. Second of all, they are only one person, so they can't help everybody. So you have got to be a sponsor to your team members. And if you don't know how, it's okay. They need somebody there that's willing to say, I don't know the answer to that right now, but I'm going to find out for you. And that's okay. That's perfect, actually. Down farther, you need to ask questions like, what interests you about my company? So if you're talking to somebody about Jamboree and you want to make it about them, then maybe ask them, what interests you about Jamboree? What are you passionate about? And then when they tell you, you can think, okay, how can Jamboree be incorporated into that? How much extra money would be great for you and your family? Maybe it's just an extra $100 a month to pay for the child's dance lessons, or maybe they want to pay for all their groceries, or maybe they want to supplement and eventually have it be their full-time income so they can quit their job. Find that out, because then you know what kind of goals you need to create with them, and really what Jamboree can do to them, and how realistic you can be with time frames and helping them make a good plan of how this business can work for them and be appealing to them. What would you do with the money? This is huge, because some people will be like, well, dang, I'd really like to take a vacation with my husband. We haven't been on a vacation for years by ourselves. Jamboree can do that in a year for sure. Pay off a vacation easily if they work their business. Are you coachable? That's a great question to ask people, because if they're not willing to be coachable, then that may or may not be a good idea for them to join. How can I help you get started? Maybe they have reservations that are scaring them to start. Ask them so that you can address it. The biggest tip that I can give you in this whole thing is when you have people who are fence sitting, who are not sure about the opportunity, ask them what's holding them back. Ask them why, because you want to be able to address their concerns. Tell them, frankly, I would love you to join, but if you don't join today, that's okay. But I do want to help you make an educated decision. And I want to help you work past anything that's holding you back and make sure that you know that this will work for you. Easy enough. They don't feel pressured, and then you've opened up that line of communication with them. Okay, so number 10, you are not letting your company's resources do the heavy lifting for you. This is great because, oops, I need to share my page. This is great because how many of you guys are adding people to our team page for sneak peeks? Lately we've been a little down. We haven't had as many people adding sneak peeks. I think some of you may have even forgotten that that's an option. It does the work for you. They get on and they see the camaraderie between women and they love it. That's totally what turned me on to actually working this as a business rather than just getting the discount, because I was like, oh, these people are so fun to work with. I love my job. I want this to be my job. Okay, so sneak peeks. Let's see. Oh, don't overcomplicate things, you guys. You have a website. You can just go right to the Join tab and say, here's a link that you can read about our business and watch some videos, and really honestly just go there and look around and then come back to me and tell me what you think and what questions you have. That's really easy to start with. Just, here's an easy link. Go read, come back. One more thing again, do not just give them all this information that's going to overwhelm them. You don't need to explain the compensation plan right then unless they're adamant that you talk to them about it. Yes, we want to be open and talk to them about any questions and concerns, but chances are they are not going to remember that compensation plan probably an hour after you talk to them about it, because it's a little bit to learn. They've really got to sit down and look at it and learn it. Let's see. Are you inviting them to opportunity events that the company puts on occasionally? Are you doing sneak peeks? Are you sharing your story about why you love Jamboree? Because honestly, sharing your story and your why makes it so simple to them and makes them relate to joining. There was one more quote that I left here. It says, facts tell, stories sell. So if you're giving them facts about the compensation plan, that sort of thing, they're going to be like, yeah, interesting, boring, right? But if you are telling them your story, you're telling them, this is what Jamboree has done for me. Seriously, I want to be downright honest with you. This has been incredible. And this is why. That's going to sell it to people, because they're going to say, I am in a similar boat. I want that for my life and my family too. They don't care about the compensation plan. They do care about how it can change their lives. So if you don't have a why, if you maybe have a different why, or you can't remember your why of why you joined, sit down, think about your why, and share it with people, because that's such an easy way to share the opportunity. We call it an elevator pitch. So if you don't have a 5-minute elevator pitch, you haven't practiced it, if you don't know what to say to people when they ask you why you sell it or what's so great about Jamboree, sit down and come up with one, because you're going to get that question once you start doing all these things and get yourself out there and communicating with new people. I'm just going to go ahead and close this up and wrap it up. I know this has been a long training, but there's so much goodness here. So if you guys have questions, please come back and ask me questions about it, and I hope this helps you in recruiting. But the number one thing that I can tell you guys, and I know I've said other number one things, but this really is the number one thing. All of these things are fixable. If you feel like you can't do one of them, or one of them's too hard, or you're struggling in one area of your business or not, they're fixable. You can learn how to do it. I mean, honestly, I think you could ask any executive in this company, oh, did you go to special training to learn how to be successful in direct sales or whatever, or did you take college for this or business classes? There's a lot of them who are going to say, you know what, as a stay-at-home mom with my kids, I went to school for this. It had nothing to do with direct sales. I loved the company. I learned all I could about it, and I engulfed myself in all the knowledge, and I just figured it out. Do you know what the one thing that all those people have in common is? They were determined. They were committed. They had determination and they had commitment to make this work. That is the only thing that you are going to find that is comparable through all top leaders in direct sales. They were committed to do the job. They were not any more special than anyone else. This is a business that anyone can learn to do. This is a business that any of you can be successful at, but you have to commit yourselves. And you have to be okay with sometimes being let down. There's that saying that if you fail forward. So if you're going to fail at something, don't get down about it. Don't get all upset about it. Learn from your mistakes and work past them. If you're just learning how to recruit or you're nervous about recruiting, your first time trying to recruit somebody might not be the best, but you know what? You take that situation, you say, okay, she acted turned off by this, so how can I fix this when I'm talking to somebody? How can I approach this differently? And when you start to do that, and you listen to trainings like this, you will learn how to recruit, and it will become easy for you eventually. So, you guys, I hope that this was informative for you, and I hope that you had fun being with me. I know it was a 45-minute long live Facebook thing, but I know for me personally, this was just also a good refresher for myself to go through all these things and be like, oh, yeah, that's so true, you know. And so I hope that you guys have taken down great notes. I would challenge you that this month, I want you to find at least 5 people to invite to our team page for either a sneak peek or to an opportunity event. I want you to find 5 people. That doesn't mean you only have to ask 5 people. That means 5 commitments to get on and take a sneak peek of our page or of our, I know we're doing that bingo right now that your recruits or your potential recruits can help you with. 5 people. You can do it. And out of those 5 people, you're going to have people join. And it's so very exciting because you can offer this amazing opportunity to them and be able to really change some things in their lives potentially for them. So I want you to look at it as you are being of service to others. You have every reason to share that chocolate cookie with them, and that this can be life-changing for both them and you. So I hope you like this, and I will let you all go. Thanks for joining me. Bye!